free. Yeah, good. Mateo, hey, down, free, good boy, yeah. So that's how it's done, folks. That's how you do it, man. Hey, what's up, guys? Austin Laramie here. I got Mateo, my 16-month-old Bernedoodle. I want to talk about marking, luring, basic dog training, and common mistakes I see a lot of people make. So a lot of people don't understand how a dog learns, right? And they also don't understand how to properly teach a dog any position. Sit down, you know, there's a method to the madness, but I see a lot of people make the mistake by, when they're teaching a command by using food to lure the dog, they will go sit, they will go down, stand, right? What I'm doing is I'm saying the word the same time that I'm moving my hand, right? It's natural human instinct and human habit to just go down, sit, right? It's not normal to go sit, down, right? That pause in there, it's not a normal thing, not a comfortable thing. But without that separation, sit, down, the dog doesn't learn the word. He learns the movement, right? So what I mean by that is, I saw a dog one time, the lady was struggling with some commands. So I would say, okay, have the dog sit. And she was going sit. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have the dog sit now. And I stood there, I said, sit, sit, sit. The dog looked at me, didn't do anything. And then without saying a thing, I said, I didn't say anything, but I did. The dog sat perfectly. I did this, the dog went to a down position perfectly. So I looked at her and I told her, your dog doesn't know the word, he knows the movement, the hand movement, right? The reason being is when you're going like this, the dog is visually appealed to the movement. He's not hearing the word. Dogs can't really break up the two. So in order to fix this problem, you need to separate the command from the movement. And what I mean by that is you need to start going sit, wait a second, and then lure the dog into position, right? So that's mistake number one. Mistake number two, also kind of the same thing, has to do with marking. What is marking? Marking is a moment in time that you either want to tell your dog, good job, reward your dog for something that he did, or you want to tell your dog, no, bad, right? Correction for something that he did. A lot of people use yes and no. Yes would predict food or a toy or praise, some sort of reward that your dog likes. No would predict the correction like a leash pop, right? Teaching your dog, don't do that. You need both in training in order to have a fully trained dog. You have to have corrections and rewards. But I see a lot of people, when they're on a leash, dogs pulling toward a dog or barking, and they're going, no, 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 right? Or they're not doing anything. Their dog's off leash and they're like, no, 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 right? Like that's, your dog's not hearing it. You have to teach your dog the meaning of the word, right? So again, if I'm gonna correct my dog for something, for behavior that I don't want him to do, I'm going to say, with his leash on, of course, I'm going to tell him no, wait a second, then pop the leash, right? But then when he's doing what I want him to do, because he's learning, then I'm gonna reward it. Yeah, right? Reward it after the correction when you're training. And if, another key point too, if your dog doesn't know something, you can't correct it, right? Like if my dog never heard sit, and I say sit and then he doesn't do it, and I'm like, no, that's unfair to the dog. You can't correct something the dog doesn't know in the first place, right? Yeah, you can't correct a dog for something they don't know. But yeah, so when you're marking a dog, you have to separate it. Yes, reward. No, correction, right? You cannot go, yes, no, no, and one time. The more you talk to your dog does not know English. The more you talk to your dog, the more you're gonna confuse him, right? Less is more for dogs. Don't go, yes, 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 good job, yes. Some people reward their dog way too much, especially when he's just not doing anything at all. They're just a good boy, like any pet, I'm not saying don't praise your dog, don't pet him, don't love him, but especially when you're training, you cannot go overboard on the rewards. It's just gonna cause problems later on. You have to do it with perfect timing every time for your dog to learn. So The second his butt hits the ground, yes, reward. Sit, yes, reward, right? That's how you do it. The second he does something I don't like, the very second, no, pop on the leash, good. And eventually, you're not gonna have to, that's how you fade out the treats or the food and the corrections on the leash, right? When you teach your dog that the word no, and it doesn't have to be no, some people use off, some people use leave it, whatever word you choose. When you teach him that that word predicts a correction, when he hears that word, he's like, oh, correction, no. You won't have to correct your dog anymore because he's conditioned. So my dog will run, do something, I'll say no, he'll turn around and stop doing whatever he's doing. That shows that he's trained to the marker. Same with yes. When your dog is fully trained on a marker, when you say yes, your dog will look at you because he knows that that means food or toy, right? That means when I say yes, good job. Whatever he just did in that moment, he knows in his mind, yes, that was it, right? So I say sit, he does it correctly, yes, reward. So that's how you teach your dog markers. Markers give you clear and concise communication with your dog. It's going to make training much easier, much faster for you. And a lot of people will use clickers. That's cool too. That's one more thing for me to have on me and forget, so I use my voice. But when you say it, you need to say it the same way every time. Yes, 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 right? And say it once. You don't need to go, yes, yes, yes. Say it one time, deliver the reward. Has to be within a split second of him doing the behavior. I'll repeat that. The word yes has to be a split second within him doing the behavior. As soon as he sits, yes. Now your delivery of the reward doesn't have to be super fast. But you do have to say your marker command the second he does it, right? That's how he'll make the connection. But I say yes, and he's conditioned to the word. It doesn't matter how long it takes for you to deliver the reward as long as you have his focus. While I'm teaching it, I'm going to give the reward as soon, like a second or two after I say yes. But once he knows, you're good, right? You don't need to speed up the reward. As soon as you say yes, like if my dog is 100 yards away and I tell him down, then I say yes. He's gonna come running towards me. It's gonna take him more than 2 seconds to get to me to get his reward. But he knows, you think after a few steps, he's gonna think like, okay, what was I doing again? No, he's like, I'm getting my toy, I'm getting my food. Yeah, let's go. This is great training, awesome. So yeah, so when you're training dogs, you have to do everything with separation. Separate the word and the physical cue, right? Break, free. So what I mean, sit, free, yeah. And mine is free. I use free, but you could use any word you want. Pizza, cupcake, whatever word, like it don't matter. Mateo, hey, ready? Down, free, good, boom. Second he hit the ground, free. Wait a second, reward. Show you again. Ready? Good boy, you ready? Yeah, let's get it. Sit, free, yeah, good. Mateo, hey, down, free, good boy, yeah. So that's how it's done, folks. That's how you do it, man. Let me know if this video helped you out. Comment, let me know anything, any topics that you guys are struggling with. I'm new to this whole dog video stuff. I've been training for a while, but I just started doing videos. It's my second video, so yeah, I need all the input I can get. You know, anything you're struggling with, let me know, and that'll be great. Yeah, so that's your marking, that's your basics of, you know, dog training. All dog training for me starts with food and it ends with perfect obedience every time. Clear communication to your dog. You don't need to say more than you need to. All right guys, that's it. Have a good one.